I'm Debra Lee Baldwin in Julian Duval's garden, doing a sequel to my earlier video where Julian took us all around and showed us his amazing collection. But we're back because you viewers have asked specifically to see more of his fat-trunked trees and to find out more about care, cultivation, presentation.
It's been fun, and it's been something I've been pursuing for a long time, and the one quip that I think most important is tincture of time. Keep your plants a long time and they can turn into something.
So the tincture of time is sort of a way that the plant comes into its own with age.
Right.
And like us, we're coming into our own. Julian's retired from the San Diego Botanic Garden as manager, CEO, and I get a lot of pleasure from visiting renowned horticulturists and doing videos of their gardens. So,
and you've done a great job too, Deborah. Thank you very much for showing lots of wonderful things. Because I've had a lot of these plants a long time. So yeah, they've turned into something. Well, there's lots of stories to tell, you know.
Every plant has a story.
It does. One of the things I think that's important for somebody who's just getting started with succulent plants is recognizing winter growers and summer growers. You want to keep these either drier in the winter time or at least protected somewhat. That's what this shelter above us here is supposed to do. It diffuses the light too. Some of the potted plants oftentimes don't tolerate the full sun that they would if they were in the ground. But its primary purpose is to keep the rain off of these. It also keeps the pine needles. My neighbor's got a huge pine tree, and the pine needles want to obliterate everything. This looks pretty nice right now.
Oh, that's looking great.
This is Adenium obesum, and I think the tag says 1987.
Oh.
Again, tincture of time.
Tincture of time. That's a phenomenal codex.
From Box in Tucson. Actually, I think it was when Miles Anderson worked at Box back in the 80s.
What's the story behind these marvelous tangled roots?
A lot of this root structure originally was under the soil. Over time, I lifted it and put more soil underneath it, so it exposed those roots. Adeniums don't seem to mind that. That happens to them in the habitat too. So
they look almost braided.
They gnarled themselves together.
They gnarled themselves.
It's one of Mark Dibbitt's hybrids, Crimson Star. When he came in some, he says, Julian, well, how come you got that in such a small pot? Well, that's what I like it in a small pot. I don't have enough room for a lot of big stuff, right? You know, bigger stuff. And plus the fact that once they get really big, I can't lift them anyways. They don't mind hunkering down and being in a little pot. And look at this nice white flowered one.
This reclining one.
This is an old one too. From 89. This is another Adenium. I bought it at Home Depot, 10 years ago.
Well, there was a time.
Yeah, plants come through in waves. Sometimes if you don't get them when they're out there,
you can miss an opportunity.
I think India, of all places, maybe, or maybe Thailand. Some of the Adeniums get particularly fat. Arabicum, a bit more hardy outdoors here.
Valuatia montagnacii. The long spines protected it from a type of lemur that's now extinct. This cactus says 4.825.
From the Galapagos Islands, actually. It's one of the tree-forming ones. From seed. A nice shape to the caudex, texture.
It's got a great personality.
Needs to be groomed up a little bit. It's got a lot of junk on it.
Adenia glauca, tricky one to grow, isn't it?
Can be. It prefers not to have wet feet in the wintertime. Really well-drained soil situation. I've got a couple in the ground that have not succumbed to winter death yet. You know, we don't learn these things unless we try.
This is Uncarina grandidieri.
That's right. I don't think people that are into these pachycol thick trunk trees utilize this as well as they probably should or could, because they grow really well from cuttings, so you can put them in the ground. And this is what I always do. I will take a cutting of something and put it in the ground and then allow it to grow. And then heavily prune it, then wait until it's leafed out again, suckered back again. I'll put it in a pot, and then it's a whole different ballgame. I'm living in a rock crevice now. So they become a lot more compact, but they still have a nice big thick trunk. And that's what bonsai people do. They often will grow things in the ground and allow them to get that thick trunk that is going to look like an older plant once it's finally potted. Heavily prune it in the ground. That plant wants to grow back as quickly as possible because it has all this root that's supporting, hey, where's my top, So then it goes back really lush and all. And then when it's about what you want to see, then you dig it up. You got a thick trunk as a result of that. It's a cute little leaf too, but it's got a kind of a oily kind of.
Or viscous? Or,
Yeah, right.
Or...
It's not a fun plant to pet. Beaucarneas, pretty tough, and they're durable. Accentuate the size of the base of the plant for the size of the pot. I think somebody asked about this. This is
Cyphostemma uter. It's got texture to it.
This plant is from Miles Anderson, who is a wonderful nurseryman in Tucson. In fact, some of my favorite nurseries are in Tucson, 3 of them at least. I can grow these outdoors in the ground. My raised bed where I have soil that is more conducive to drainage than my native soils are. And so what I want to have happen in this bed here is I want these guys to be able to get as big as they can, but they can only do that if they can survive our winters here, which are not to their liking because they come from summer rainfall areas opposed to winter rainfall areas. It probably they would grow faster in the summertime if they were in my native soil because there's more nutrients available. It doesn't drain as fast. But the purpose of this is to get water off of their feet in the wintertime. So
what is this medium?
it's all DG and river sand. And I just watered it yesterday, so they're happy right now.
Okay, so very fast draining.
Very fast draining, yep. Purpose of this is to allow them to get as big as they can. I want to see them get big. This one's a seedling from Miles. It's just going through its first growth period here. Hopefully it's going to show itself to be as durable as the original one here, the branched one. This will be the 4th winter, I think, coming up here. And the Cyphostemma behind that is Curaria. I've had a lousy time trying to grow Curaria in my native soil here. That one's been through 2 winters. And sometimes the trials work out as to what you can grow outdoors here. So Dorstenia gigas from Socotra. Those can get really big. And of course, this is a Welwitschia. The Dioscoreas, winter growers that we can grow here. Dioscorea elephantiaceae, you can plant in your garden as long as you don't overwater them in the summertime and give them maybe some water if it's a drier winter. They produce these wonderful knobby quadex type bases for you. I got from Phyllis Fleshig many years ago in a pot. Finally got it in the ground and it's a lot happier there. Fouquieria is like this guy over here. This is Purpussii from Dylan Hannon 20 years ago. They do grow pretty well outdoors in the ground. It's still a tincture of time type endeavor though because they're not really fast growers. Besides Purpussii, the Agatillo family, this is Fasciculata. I've got some of these in the ground. They've done well for me. I try to keep some of the little adventitious branches off. That's a dead one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we want that off. Thank you.
Good. Purpussii is actually from Oaxaca. This is probably one of the rarest ones. Fasciculata has probably got one of the more restricted ranges. And the Bujum kind of fits in that too because it's kind of thick-trunked, but not as accentuated as these guys. They're very slow growing though. I've had this one for 25 years already. This is Bursera Phageroides. Phageroides is a really good plant to get. And you know who sells a lot of those? Botanic Wonders. Wonderful selection of this kind of plants here in Vista. I kind of like the lichen, but then I notice that it might be hindering some of its growth on the branches. It adds to that whole appearance of age. Phageroides does well in the ground. Yeah, I've had this one since 1990. I bought this plant from Dave Grigsby, original owner of Grigsby's, which doesn't even exist anymore because Madeline, who took it over from him probably 30 years ago, she's passed away. This one has a fragrance, but not as nice as the Microphylla.
No, it's more...
A little acrid, I think.
No sweetness to it. I love it when they wrap around a rock.
That's a palmeri that I've had for 40 years, probably. Ficus palmeri, Baja rock fig, so adaptable. This one's probably been in there for 8 or 9 years. This has only got a tiny bit of soil in there.
It's feeding up its codex.
Exactly.
For beginners, it's a bulletproof plant. A little hole in a rock or drill one out. Then you have a pocket for soil and just position it.
Remind everybody about the technique of grow them in the ground or grow them in a big pot. If you get a big pot, right?
Yeah.
And you put nice soil in there and you plant the plant in there and that plant goes, whoa, this is fun. Mine grows like crazy. Let it get, a nice developed caudex like this. Then you take it and you prune it before you cut it out. This is what I do. Prune it, take it to the kind of branching that you want to see. Let it then grow new terminals, new leaves, and then lift it. And do that probably in the growing season. This is true for jade plants, it's true for all the plants basically you can do this with. You do them and move them in the growing season. That way you're more assured of the fact that they're going to be ready to go. Tub growing. Grow them in these tubs. Then you get one that looks like this. This is Ficus palmeri again.
This is the same
Ficus. I've got mature trees in the ground of this kind, and Pedularis, which is another Mexican one.
Portulacaria afra. Very simple.
This is a cultivar that grows prostrate. It grows up a little bit. But see how this is pendulous? Nice weeping. There's a little one over here too. This is kind of a nice pot.
Is that a Mike Cone?
You know, that might be the name of the gentleman. A young guy?
Arizona?
You probably know. I think he is.
I'm loving that presentation.
Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
And again, grow it in the ground. Let it get some size to it. Prune it back. Let it sucker back with new branches or leaves. Then lift it and put it in a pot and do that in the growing season.
It's just asking to be groomed.
You go right ahead. Yeah, it'll let you do that.
Yeah. It'll let me.
Yeah, all right.
They don't bite, huh?
No, unless you squeeze it real hard, I think.
Don't go up something that's growing down like that, because it'll have more
You're
of
right,
the thorny
exactly.
stuff.
Yeah. You want to mess with winter growers to do it in the wintertime. To be kind of mindful of not watering them much in the summertime.
The Aloedendron
Yeah.
ramosissimum.
This is one we'll keep in a pot. I have huge ones in the ground too. Finally lifted this one up because it was in a pot 25 years.
No, I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, sure, yeah. They don't mind having the roots exposed too. Some of them, maybe not all of them. This was in a little tiny pot, totally root bound. I love this.
Yeah.
This is what you get. Some of the nicely grown dichotomous, ramosissimums.
Texture, glossiness.
A little bit of ochre color. These are the ones I grew from seed.
Oh, okay. Would you keep the trio together?
I think I would.
Yeah.
I think it looks kind of cool that
You know,
way.
you take that to a cactus and succulent meeting, people be all over it.
Rock strangling ficus like palmeri and brandigii. I have a lot of plants that are pre-bonsai.
Yeah, pre-bonsai plants.
Yeah, so it's waiting for something to happen
Yeah.
to it. They'll hunker down. I've had some over there that are in little pots. They've been in little pots like this for years, and they don't die.
Here's their big
They're
brother.
the same batch. They got a tray in there that has some water in it.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
There you go. That's why these are leafed out right now.
They like their water.
They don't want to live in water, but they do want to have access to some water.
That looks like it would be fun to just keep like that, elevate it, take off some of the smaller roots.
Yep.
Make a colony.
Yeah, again, Al Klein at Botanic Wonders sells these plants.
Well,
Thank
you and Al Klein are cut from the same cloth.
Some of his favorite plants are certainly my favorite
Definitely.
plants.
Oh, look at that cactus.
Yeah, I've had that, I think, from Michael Buckner probably about
That's
30 years
stunning.
ago. Copiapoa hypogea.
That right there is worth the price of admission. It's such a show plant.
It
The
is a nice
pot,
one, yeah.
the presentation, the way it's, and it's even in bloom.
Cactus flowers are so ephemeral. You
take them to a show and they close up.
Yeah, right, yeah, can be very disappointing.
I love Cussonias.
Yeah, they're pretty nifty.
I didn't know you
It's
could
been repotted
elevate
the
them.
same pot, lifted up, cleaned off some of the soil right on the upper portion of the roots, and then put it back with some new soil underneath the bottom.
This is a show plant. This deserves a place in my entryway.
It's my plant. Really strong. After I repotted it a couple of years ago, I wanted to get really strong again. And then I probably will top cut it and make it branch here. There's some risk in doing that, but I think I might do that. This is a good example of what fun with ficus.
Oh, fun with ficus.
This is Ficus craterostoma. And craterostoma likes to throw aerial roots and grows well from root cuttings, and
look at
that's what
that.
this is.
You can grow Ariocarpus out in the open.
Yeah, I might give it some winter rainfall
Yeah, I think
protection.
you need to watch it.
Unfortunately, I've killed a few of those, which makes me really sad.
Well, that's what they do. They die.
That one's grown by miles, probably for about 10 or 15 years to get that size. So I'll feel pretty lousy if it dies on me.
These are much greener than they were when I was here in the spring.
Yeah, some of them have really leafed out quite a bit. They were just about ready to wake up then.
Cyphostemma jute.
This is jute. That came from Indiana.
Look at how it's filled the pot. Hey, tell me about this one, Julian.
These are so-called drupes on this Bursera microphylla. Until this opens and produces a little reddish orange colored seed, you can't plant this. This has to open up on its own. And it may take a whole year. Plant finally decides, okay, I'm going to release my seed. That's when you can actually propagate it and grow it. But, you know, it looks like, oh, you just take these off and grow them right now.
Nope.
No, nothing.
Yeah, tincture of time for the plants and for us,
Yeah,
right?
there you go. one I get pretty excited about. So Portulacaria decarii, tiny leaves which make it look all the more bonsai-like. Of all the plants that I grow, they're very hardy here. If you're going to make it tough on a plant, you want a tough plant to begin with.
If you'd like more info on the nurseries and plant experts that Julian refers to, I've listed them with links on the corresponding page of my site. There you'll also find labeled photos of the Pachyforms in this video and more from Julian on his soil mix, fertilizer, and plant tags. Please let me know if you found this video helpful and do ask questions if you like. My goal is to inspire you to enjoy using succulents in fun and creative ways in your own garden and outdoor living spaces. Do subscribe to my channel, enjoy my past videos, and visit my ad-free site for extensive illustrated info on every aspect of succulents. I'm Debra Lee Baldwin. Thank you for joining me.